Image caption Carrie Gracie resigned as BBC China editor in January. The BBC has apologised to news presenter Carrie Gracie for underpaying her and says it has now put this right by giving her back pay. She is donating the undisclosed amount to the Fawcett Society, a charity that campaigns for gender equality and women's rights. Gracie resigned as BBC China editor in January in a dispute over equal pay. She said, "I am glad to have been able to resolve this. It shows that we can make progress." The corporation said it had reached an agreement to resolve their differences. "This is a huge day for me. I love the BBC. It's been my work family for more than 30 years and I want it to be the best. Sometimes families feel the need to shout at each other, but it's always a relief when you can stop shouting. I'm grateful to the Director General for helping me resolve this. I do feel he has led from the front today in acknowledging my value as the China editor. The BBC has awarded me several years of backdated pay. But this was always about the principle and not the money, so I'm giving it away to help women who need it more than I do. And today I can say at the BBC I am equal. I would like women at workplaces up and down the country to say the same. This has been an enormously long, hard road to get here. It has involved so much work and so many people. Cultural change takes time to help people think things through, and it's an enormously difficult issue, not just for the BBC but for employers all over the world. This is a win for me and for the BBC. I'm proud of all of us." Fellow broadcaster Claire Balding tweeted her appreciation for Gracie, saying, "To donate all of the agreed back pay confirms what we already knew. She is not fighting the fight for herself but for all." At her request, Gracie will now take up to 6 months of unpaid leave and will take on writing and speaking engagements about both China and gender equality. Director General Tony Hall said, "I am pleased that we've been able to move past our differences and work through things together. We can now look to the future." Image caption Tony Hall wants the BBC to lead the way for women in the workplace. Lord Hall added he was glad that she is contributing to a BBC project to make the BBC a great place for women to work. "That really matters to me, and I want us to lead the way." When she resigned as China editor, Gracie said she had been dismayed to find the BBC's 2 male international editors earned at least 50% more than their 2 female counterparts. The BBC has now acknowledged she was told she would be paid in line with the North America editor when she took the role, and she accepted the role on that understanding. Image caption The BBC has said fairness in pay is vital. The corporation said it has now put this right. Gracie quit because the 2 editors earned more than her £135,000 a year salary. She said she had refused a £45,000 pay rise because it still left a big gap between her and her male counterparts. When all she wanted was to be made equal, she went back to a job in the newsroom. The BBC said at the time that fairness in pay was vital to the corporation. On the 26th of January, 6 of the BBC's leading male presenters agreed to take pay cuts following the revelations about equal salaries. The BBC said Hugh Edwards, Nikki Campbell, John Humphreys, John Sopel, Nick Robinson and Jeremy Vine had all accepted reduced wages. Follow us on Facebook, on Twitter at BBC Newsance, or on Instagram at BBC Newsance. If you have a story suggestion, email entertainment.news@bbc.co.uk.